We'll touch on a few.
Okay.
For you.
Who are we? It's real. Then who are we? It's real. Can't be you. Israel. Who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.
Said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power. Yeah. Chilling up in the kingdom. Chilling with Yahweh Shai.
Truth, 5 minutes of wisdom. Check out San Antonio class. They be going real hard. You want to get taught. We go over knowledge classes, but majority of our topics is things that are going to help you in your daily life, your spirit, and become that new creature more and more. Very important Passover celebrations on Sunday, April 17th. Sunday, April 17th. So, if you're going to partake in that, please make sure if you're getting garments, you've already signed up and went online and put in for that. Did you do that? You're not going to the Passover? Or you studying? Hold on a second. You think about it and let me know. You're not going to the Passover? You don't want to miss that. That ain't.
I'm going to the Passover.
Oh, okay. Because it ain't like a regular barbecue.
I think I signed up for it though.
Not your regular.
Yeah, it ain't. It's not your regular barbecue.
I gotta
It's,
double check though. Yeah.
you signed up for that?
My red.
Signed you up? Better double check that. I'll ask the other brothers when they get here. Okay. So Passover. Make sure y'all put in for that. If you brothers and sisters want to support, help with the lamb, the location, you can send it to the alms account. Just make sure when you put it in there, you put it for Passover, because that's going to separate alms from the Passover. All right? So we need help with the location and we need help with the lamb. All right? Hebrew Academy, if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be a part or do more in the school, in our schools, you can be a part of that. Ask about Hebrew Academy. All right, you can contact us if you have any questions, counsel. If you need counsel, you need help with anything, we do not charge, so you can contact us. It is free. All right. And if you want to drop alms, she's going to put the information up there for the school, Passover, anything. You can go ahead and do that with the information up there on the screen. And as always, we appreciate brothers and sisters that do give, that do support, and whatever we're doing, we appreciate you. Without you, we are nothing. All right? Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're working right now.
10 brothers requested garments.
So right now we're only making 10 garments.
That's on them. What?
It's a lot of Houston we're missing. We got a lot of Norfolk bros in here.
We got Norfolk?
We got a lot of Norfolk, like Kratza, Jaquan, his son, Nas, Noel's son, Shaqua, Haseal, Michael, Gamaria, Ariadi, Saria, Nuzbach, So yeah, we got a lot of Houston. We don't got any Rochester.
You mean we got a lot of VA?
I'm sorry, yeah, a lot of VA. We got a lot of VA, no Rochester, and a couple from Houston.
Okay. Right. So I gotta remind them about Passover sign up for the garments, because people are gonna be really, really upset. Brothers gotta get on there. All right, so we're gonna go into questions. See if anybody online has any questions. We do have one in class. The brother Nas has a question on virtues. What are some of the virtues that we need? I mean, look, check this out. Let's go to the definition of virtue, because sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we need to reword that. Sometimes we need to understand a little bit more in depth what we're asking, right? So virtues, read that definition.
Moral excellency. Virtue is the quality of being morally good.
Right. Moral excellency, right? What else you got?
I also have showing behavior showing high moral standards.
You see that? Read that one more time.
Behavior showing high moral standards.
Behavior showing high moral standards. So you're kind of asking a why question. So what are virtues? I mean, we could touch on a lot, but literally all the qualities of the Bible that bring us to a high standard is a virtue. You see that? Not like the world say, the world kind of makes it sound like there's only specific things that are virtues, right? But it's telling us, what is it? Give me the definition again, real quick. What you got? Go ahead, read that.
Virtue. Strength, that substance or quality of physical bodies.
No. We're talking about spiritual virtues. What is it again?
Behavior showing high moral standards.
See, but isn't that the Bible? You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to narrow a few down for you, but in its entirety, it's all the scriptures that we're trying to achieve to. And I know you're thinking like, well, damn, that's a lot. Can we narrow this down a little bit so I can start in these different places? But we need to be working and gearing our mind towards all of the things in the spirit of the Most High. But to answer your question, go to Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 7. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon.
And for y'all that just jumped online, the brother Nas had a question about virtues. Some of the qualities that kind of he can put at the forefront of his mind to know what he needs to work on, right? Go ahead, read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 7. So
we're going to get out of the Bible and read what are some of these qualities that we, as in a whole, need to work on. Go ahead.
And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues.
You see that? You see how right there it kind of like summed up the whole entirety of what we need to learn? What do we need to learn?
Love righteousness.
Righteousness. So righteousness and all the qualities that come with righteousness, those are going to be virtues that we're increasing in, right? Go ahead.
For she teacheth temperance.
Right. Now, she, of course, is talking about wisdom. Okay? Right? So, if we love righteousness, her virtues, right? For she teacheth temperance. So, if you want to talk about one of the qualities that needs to be gained with Israel, it's temperance. Right? Now, what is temperance? Look that up real quick. Yeah, write with me on these definitions so we can get through this quick. Go ahead. Look up prudence after temperance.
Temperance, in its modern use, is defined as a moderation or voluntary self-restraint.
Okay, what else you got? What about in the 18?
Moderation in action, thought, or feeling.
What is it?
Moderation in action, thought, or feeling.
That's temperance. Moderation in action, thought, or feeling.
Right.
What else you got? That's it?
Restraint, habitual moderation in the indulgence of the appetites or passions.
Right, so controlling your passions or your appetites. That's temperance, right? So if we are trying to attain to some of these virtues, one of the virtues that we're going to receive from righteousness is temperance, right? Control, moderation, not excessive, right? Not being excessive in things, being able to be balanced, not going too much to the right, not going too much to the left, right? Those are the qualities that we're always looking for, aren't we? Right? How to be balanced in everything. How do I, as a father, be disciplined but not be over disciplined to where it's so excessive, the love is not showing through the discipline. As a husband, I want to be stern, I want to be hard, but at the same time, I got to show the quality of love through that, right? In my actions, so my actions won't be misinterpreted. So temperance is going to level us out, and so we can be moderate, we can be on that line, right? Go ahead.
For she teacheth temperance.
Right?
And prudence.
And prudence. What is prudence?
Prudence in the 1828. Wisdom applied to patience, to practice. Prudence.
Start over from the beginning.
Sorry. Wisdom applied to practice.
Wisdom applied to practice. So, how do you know someone is prudent or wise? Because they apply it in their everyday life. So that's a virtue. That's why I said your question is kind of really vast, because biblically we're trying to obtain to all these things. But these are some verses that can kind of narrow certain things down. But this is what we're supposed to be doing, correctly applying what we know. I was talking about that yesterday, right? About not just coming in, hearing the Bible, but not actually applying it, right? What's the point of hearing it and not applying it, right? You're not wise. You don't have wisdom if it's going in out one ear out the other, right? If the Bible is not doing nothing for you in your daily life, right? It doesn't matter. You can yell, you can go over all the history and all the 50,000 books you got, and you can do all of that online. That don't mean nothing until we start applying the Bible and it start working for us. And we start putting out these virtues that you're asking about, right? Go ahead.
Prudence implies caution and deliberately and consulting on the most suitable means to accomplish valuable processes.
So one more time, read it again.
Prudence implies caution in deliberating cautioned
in deliberating, right?
Right.
Like, So now we're going to deal with something like we had to yesterday, right? Now we're cautious and we deliberate on that. This shows what? Wisdom, right? You're not just jumping into things. You're cautious. Hold on. Let's talk about this before we go and jump into this, right? Go ahead.
And contemplating on the most suitable means to accomplish valuable proposals.
Right. Purposes.
I'm sorry.
Right. So you see that? So we're going to go do something. What makes you a wise person? Not jumping into things rashly. Right? Thinking about them. A multitude of counsel, there's safety. Right? So, I'm going to say it again. You could go a whole class on each and every one of these points. We could talk about just, when you talk about temperance, we can spend the next 2 hours just on temperance and the things that need to be learned on that level. We can do that for you. Go over these different virtues. We've already did it, dealing with the other virtues, which is the bishop. So you need to go back, go look at those classes over the job of a bishop and those qualities that we need to be teachers. It's the same thing. It's all one and the same thing that we're trying to achieve to be a greater man, a Hebrew Israelite man, that priest, that prophet to the nations, right? Okay, go ahead. Read on in the scripture.
Justice.
Right, so justice. So these are virtues that righteousness brings, right? We're in Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 7. If you love righteousness, her labors are virtues. For she teaches temperance, prudence, justice, right? How to be just, right? The law, the standard, the rules, the regulations, right? Where do we get that from? Righteousness, which comes from the law, right? Which comes from wisdom. Go ahead.
And fortitude.
So look up that fortitude real quick.
Fortitude.
Go ahead.
Courage in pain or adversity.
Right. Say it. Raise your voice one more time. I'm going deaf. It's me. Go ahead.
Courage in pain or adversity.
Courage in pain or adversity. Oh, and Most High loves putting us through the trial, right? So you better. One of these qualities that you need is what? Fortitude. Right? Because the battles and things that we got to go through, if you lack these things, you're going to some way implode and crumble within the inside. If you don't got temperance, you don't got prudence, you're not just, right? You don't have fortitude, right? You're not making it, right? That goes back to Ecclesiastes 2, right? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. And then it goes down and tells you all the qualities in there that you need to be able to be tempered or have fortitude. You see how we can, bro, this goes in all places. We can go through so many classes on this. It's beautiful though. Go ahead.
Strength of mind.
Right. See, fortitude is a strength of mind. And oh, do we need that? We learned that from Job, Joseph, David, Solomon, right? We learn it from Abigail. We learn it from Judith. Remember? We learn it from Esther, right? So you got to have fortitude in your mind. That's one of the things once again, we got to go over a whole class over. Why? Because when people come to the Most High, they don't understand what they're going to deal with. We sound like a broken record going over it. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Oh yeah, come on, I'm here, I'm down, I'm riding for this. Most High is destroying this, taking the family away. You know what I mean? We got a brother out there in Rochester, New Cat's coming through, and he reminded me of the brother out here. I'm not saying names, but the same thing. Like, well, my family, you know what I mean? I just want them to lock in, right? We had another sister out there in Rochester too. She was like, every time she was coming, she was like, I just want my family to hear me, to be with me. And we're like, sis, you can't bring everybody. you can't bring nobody. They gotta want the Most High. So you gotta have a fortitude to receive that. Because cats don't want to receive it. They're like, I can't deal with that. I gotta have my family with me. If not, this Bible thing ain't worth it. The serving the Lord thing ain't worth it. You know what I mean? So it shows where their heart is, where their treasure is, right? So fortitude, right? You're gonna lose things. You're gonna lack things. Paul went over and said he knew how to be a base and a bound, right? So once again, we can go over a lot. Read.
Strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or bear pain
Come on.
from adversity.
Come on, that's Israel. Right? It's all good if you're just coming popping in the class, but when you start diving in, you start seeing, oh, this is what the apostles went through. The pain, the suffering, the trial, right? You're looking for boulders or being stoned or being whipped. No, it'd be the trial of your mama. It'd be the trial of your woman, right? It'd be the trial of job or truth. Drop or let me lock into the wisdom. Let me, where do I need to be more, right? And you got to have fortitude to go through that, right? Yeah, so jump back.
Fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life.
Check that out. That's dope, ain't it? Right when you said virtues, this is the first thing that popped in my head. This is one of the scriptures that when I think of, if you wanted to sum up virtues, right? It says, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. You see that? Go ahead, read on.
If a man desire much experience.
See? If you want this experience, you see that? Go ahead.
She knoweth things of old.
Go ahead. She is wisdom, remember. Go ahead.
And conjectureth aright what is to come.
So it's going to tell you the past, the present, the future. Go ahead.
She knoweth the subtleties of speech.
She's going to teach you how to speech. She's going to teach you how to discern speech. This is wisdom. Go ahead.
And can expound dark sentences.
Right. The deep sentences, the deep breakdowns and understanding. Wisdom will give you that. These qualities, this understanding, this insight. Go ahead.
She foreseeth signs and wonders.
Right.
And the events of seasons and times.
Okay, so let's stick to your question, which is virtues, right? So, and I'm not gonna take the whole time, but just answering some of them. Go to Galatians, right? When you think of virtues, that's what pops in my head, right? Galatians 5. Galatians 5, right? And verse, start at, it is 5, right? Yeah. It is 5, start at verse 22.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
But the fruit of the Spirit is
right.
Love.
Right. So, you talking about virtues, this is what we're trying to obtain to. Right? These qualities bring us to righteousness. Right? If it ain't all the other things, we went over prudence, and we went over, what did it say? It says, teaches temperance, prudence, justice, fortitude, right? Like, but if you don't have love, all that means nothing. You see? So love for what? For the Most High? Love for righteousness? Love for your people? You're not trying to achieve none of this anyway if you don't have love, if you don't have charity. So This is one of the main virtues that brothers need to attain to. What pushes you in the fight? What gives you passion? Love for what you're doing, right? I quoted it just a second ago, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right? So, if this ain't your passion and your love, then your treasure ain't going to be here. So, this is why one of the qualities of the fruit of the Spirit is love. The love has to be there. If not, everything's pointless. You start going through the motions of everything you're doing. Right? I mean, showing up, class, it's just a job as opposed to a passion, a desire to wake up, a joy. You see that? So when you talk about virtues, this is one of the main virtues we all are aspiring to continually, daily remember within ourselves, like, look, this is what I need to have more love in what I'm doing. You know, we're constantly reminding brothers and sisters about this, right? Go ahead, Breon.
Joy.
Right, there you go. The fruit of the Spirit is peace. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy. So that's a virtue that's needed. Right? Once again, why are you doing what you're doing? All the sad puppy, the I'm bored, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got that scripture before. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna do garments, but you know what I mean? It's like you can see the joy and the love in people because they're not trying to obtain to these different virtues in the Spirit of the Most High. So love, joy, read.
Peace.
Right, peace. Come on. Like I said, we could go through literal point-for-point classes, 2 hours, 3-hour classes just on love. And I'll do it for you. I'll start putting together the different virtues and things of that nature. We haven't been over it in a while anyway. But love, joy, peace, right? That in itself. How many brothers and sisters be in the truth and still don't have that virtue, peace? They're not at peace. You're still struggling. You're still fighting. You're still don't know where you want to be. You still are unsure, right? They don't have the virtue in the Spirit. Read.
Long suffering.
Read.
Gentleness.
You see, long suffering. Come on now. Having to deal with Israel, you need what? Long suffer. You need to suffer long having to deal with your people. That's a quality of virtue that Yahushua had, the apostles had to have. Right? We need to attain to. What else?
Gentleness.
We still haven't finished our class on that. We're going to finish that class dealing with the sisters about being gentle, right? Some sisters are still heavy-handed being women, right? Heavy-handed, brutish, beastly, right? There's no gentle touch. We're going to finish that class. Read.
Goodness.
Right? Just plain out being a good person. Like, I know that sounds weird, but some of us don't know how to be good individuals. They don't know the different qualities, what qualities what's the word, personify? Is like straight up doo-doo. Straight up dookie. Like, you don't know that spirit on you is not goodness. Like, look how you look. Look how you act. And there's a lot of times we don't pay attention to these qualities and we're not. This is cookie cutter doctrine to a lot of people. Oh yeah. Yeah, not really, Ak. Really? I gotta be good? What does that mean? Let's read right over that. The white man's the devil. You know what I mean? Like, they're not thinking of like, oh, let me attain to these fruits of the Spirit, goodness. That's why you see the crappy characters out there. You see crappy brothers dealing not with these qualities, and you don't see the true virtues of the Most High shining through a lot of us because we're not trying to obtain these things. Right? Go ahead.
Faith.
Right? Faith. Read. that word again. Go ahead.
Against such, there is no law.
So, once again, just a few of them so you can kind of marinate on. And then what you do is you go back over them and say, could you touch on this one? This virtue. And then I'll put a class on that specific one, whether it be temperance, peace, long suffering, you know what I mean? And then you'll get them in their entirety. You can gotta get more meat out of it. Alright? So hopefully that helped out a little bit on your question. Virtues. Alright. Alright, is any questions online? Nothing online? Okay, so nobody got any questions. We're gonna go over this class on the crown. The crown and immortality. The crown and immortality. Being immortal, right? This is Sabbath. You know, we got to give knowledge classes. We got to even them out, right? A little bit of knowledge, right? Too much spiritual classes be pulling at your soul. You know what I mean? So we want to go over some knowledge. So we're going to go through the knowledge of the Most High, huh? We got to, right? Come. But the crown. I mean, this is drop that knowledge, right? Take that. Go to 2 Esdras 2, verse 43. Just a reminder, all scripture is profitable for doctrine, reproof, correction, right? So it's necessary to remind brothers and sisters what you're chasing, why you're here, right? You're trying to receive a crown. You know, at the end of the day, where do you want to be at? We know there's going to be 1/3 that kind of makes it in at the end, right? And we're going to find out they didn't go through all the things that you're going to go through. You see that? See, the person that started 30 years ago, he had to go through 30 years. Is Yahweh Shai back yet? No. You came in what? A few months ago, right? Imagine that, 6 months ago, right? But Yahweh Shai don't come back for another 20 years. Right? He don't come back for another 20 years. Then what? Huh? You got to endure 20 years. You got to go through it. Do you see yourself in 20 years going through it? Yeah. You got to. You see that? So this is what it's going to take to get our crown. And a lot of us, we kind of don't, we forget about it. But the new guy, he might come a day before Yahweh Shai comes back. Right? He comes right in and says, you know what? I'm going to change my life over. And the Most High is like, we recognize that person. Now, he's not going to get the same thing you get as in the position in the kingdom. But he's going to get the kingdom. Right? So, we got to understand that you're fighting for a crown. A seat. Right? 2 Esdras 2:43. Yeah.
So, when the scriptures talk about everybody, that the laborer who came in at the later hour,
right,
receiving the same penny, that penny represents the kingdom.
The penny represents the kingdom. Right? He came in at the later hour, he's still going to get the kingdom. Right? But the guy that been here 40 years, right? What did he go through? The man that got his head chopped off, John the Baptist, he had to give up way more. He's not going to... You think John the Baptist is going to be a doorkeeper in the kingdom? But, see, so understanding, we're fighting for a crown, a position. Right? You know, and this is really, man, what I had to, and a lot of Israelite brothers have to realize. Everybody's not going to get that crown. Some brothers just want to do what? Bare minimum. You know what I mean? They want to just do bare minimum. But the Most High is he deals with position. He deals with bringing cats up on different high levels. Right? So read that, 2nd Esdras 2:43.
2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 43.
Go ahead.
And in the midst of them, there was a young man
Right?
of a high stature,
Right?
taller than all the rest.
This is talking about Yahweh Shai. In the midst of them, Yahweh Shai was of high stature, taller than them, taller than everybody else. Right? Because Yahweh Shai, in this day that these crowns are passed out, he's going to be looking at, he's going to be able to see all. Go ahead.
And upon every one of their heads,
Right?
he set crowns.
Right. And upon every one upon their heads he set crowns. Go ahead.
And was more exalted,
Right.
which I marveled at greatly.
Right.
So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing.
These are they that put off the mortal clothing. These are the ones, man, that constantly were striving and fighting to achieve and be great and cut off the flesh. The mortal clothing is the flesh. They're the ones that took pride in chopping and searing off of them the carnal things in this life. They became less important to them. Right? That's what it is. Like, everybody's not going to fight for that. Some people, brother, just I want to wear fringes, show up, right? They really ain't, it's like church, right? Hey, I hear what y'all doing, but I'm not with all that. I'm not with all that, what I got to go through, right? The trial, the tribulation, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. I just want to.
My life is good right now.
Right. I want to keep the laws. Right? I want to keep the laws. I don't eat pork. I follow the Sabbath. I'll come and give alms. Right? Their seat is different than the people that were given these crowns. Right? What verse are you at?
Verse 43.
Uh-huh.
Verse 45. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Third precept. And put on the immortal and have confessed the name of the Most High.
Right. See, they put on the immortal. They took, when it says they took off the mortal, you can go to Romans 8, and it tells you how to do that. Right? It says mortify the deeds of the flesh. It specifically tells you how to do that. Kill the fleshly deeds and the fleshly desires. Right? It said they put on immortality. So this topic of this class is talking about your crown and immortality. Go ahead.
And have confessed the name of the Most High.
Right?
Now are they crowned.
Right.
And receive souls.
So they confessed the name of the Most High. Right? So what was their life about? Watch. Hold that. Go to Revelation 7, verse 14. Just to put in perspective, like, this isn't make-believe, y'all. There is set things that's going to determine our place in the kingdom. Right? Set works. Right? I fear every time Israel makes it, oh, that's what you think, Doc. That's how you feel about it, Doc. Nah, this is not how we feel about it. Like, it's telling you from the apostles, from the prophets, what they had to give up, what they had to lose. Right? Every time I go over this, I'm like, I'd be even looking for another easy way out. I'd be like, yeah, well, let me find, maybe they, you know what I mean? Because you know Israel sometimes will convince you, right? Nah. I'm capping on y'all. Don't never let a doubtful man lead you. Hell nah. But I'm going to play along for a second, right? I'm looking in there trying to find out, wait a minute, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kazakia, that's your private interpretation. But every time you look through and see all the men of the Bible, what they've given up and what they've lost, you see they have a different seat in the kingdom. It ain't going to be what the guy that just came in the day before Yahweh Shai, he still smells like Black and Miles and cigarettes and weed, and he just barely gave it up. By all means, he gave it up, right? He's going to get the kingdom. But is he going to sit up with David and Solomon and Yahweh Shai and the 12 apostles? Probably not. Probably not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, you see them on feast days from a distance.
That's what he looked like?
See him over Yahweh Shai. Hey, it's better to be a doorkeeper, right? But we're fighting for a crown. We're fighting for a seat. Right? And this is what it takes. It's going to take these things. What's that?
I was going to say, when you read 2 Corinthians, or when you read about Paul, right? He went through the whole laundry list of what he went through. Being shipwrecked,
right.
robbed, being bitten by a snake, shipwrecked some more.
Stoned, whipped, right.
Put in the jail, about to go to the,
Con.
get his head cut off.
The ones at the front line, that's in any kingdom. The ones at the front of the line, they giving up more. They're sacrificing more. What you have to give up and what you're giving up now is more. And it ain't going to stop. Look at what Job had to give up. We all have to give up these things, right? So we have to understand that it's not a game. It's not make-believe. This is not something that a man chose, right? Like, you chose it. See, right when you said, Bakar, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do more than just the online thing. That's when all hell broke loose. Why? Because that's what you chose. Nobody was over there, you need to do this. At your house, like, look, you need to do this. Get down. You got to ride hard, right? No, you were like, you know what? It took you how long to be like, you know what, Con, let me see. Is this the move I want to make? But right when you open up that can, it's like, what's going on here? You're like, whoa, I didn't ask for this. Like everybody does, right? But you're accepting it. You're accepting the process, right? Go ahead, read that. Where you at?
Revelation 7 and 14. Revelation chapter 7 verse 14.
Yeah.
And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said unto me, These are they which came out of great tribulation.
Jump up 13. Read 13 so we can see what's going on here. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these? What are these which are arrayed in white robes?
Right.
And whence came they?
Right. Who are these in the white robes? Right. With the scriptures talking about bid into the marriage, they were prepared, right? Those white robes represent righteousness and purity. Okay? You being prepared for the marriage. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
And
I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said unto me, These are they which came out great tribulation.
Which came out, you read that right?
Of great tribulation.
Which came out of great tribulation. Right? Who are the ones that Yahweh Shai was putting listen, Ezra and John literally are telling you the same story. They're telling you the same thing. He's telling you they were putting out white robes on them, and who are they? Oh, these are the ones that came through great tribulation. See? And that's one of the things we're going to have to go through to get this crown. Right? It ain't, all you easy lights, you want it, like, no, I don't got to do that. That's fine. We know where you stand. But the ones that go through the tribulation and put on all those virtues that the brother was asking about just a second ago, those are the ones that are going to get the crown. Right? Those are the ones that are going to be set in a different seat. Those are the ones that's going to get immortality. Let's let's rewind it again. You think immortal is the guy that just barely got off the dope and the drugs and want to serve Christ? He's going to be immortal? Right? He gets the same thing that the guy that's been in 60, 70 years in the truth? No. They will live a long time. He said they live like a tree. That's a long time. Listen, 1,000 years is a long time. But will they live immortal? No. They're not going to get that gift. That's only for a high certain elect, 144,000. Those are the ones that came through much tribulation. Right? The bare minimum cats, you get bare minimum. The Most High is just. He's not going to just dump that on everybody. You're immortal, and you're immortal, and you're immortal. We're all mortal. Yay! Right? No. Hell no. If that was the case, I can BS around all the way till what? Because that's what people do, right? You know what? Come on, I'm going to be there. I miss y'all brothers. Come on. Sure, brother. Right? You're going to do it on your time. If the Most High was going to give them the gift, right? Then what's the point of us fighting? If we can cap on the Most High, what's the point of us fighting? Who had their hand raised? Go ahead, Carl.
I had a definition for tribulation.
Go ahead.
Tribulation from the Webster's 1828.
Yeah.
Severe affliction, distresses of life.
Right. Severe affliction, distresses of life.
And it says vexation.
Vexation. And now, this is not a tribulation class. I know San Antonio's went over one. We touched on a little one. But this is about the crown. Keeping your eye on the prize. And it just happens to be that, really, to get that prize, you're going to have to go through a lot of things to achieve this crown, right? So, these are he said, sir, and he said unto me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, read.
And have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
Yeah, so what we did is, we were motivated by the grace that we were given, by the blood that we were given. We were pushed by the blood of the Lamb. That's what those ones that were given crowns, that's what they were given. Y'all see that? Y'all, is everybody clear on that? Okay, because if you don't understand, I'll slow it down. I don't want to move too fast. Go ahead. So, did we finish that second Esdras?
God.
We did. Okay, go from there. Go to 2 Timothy 4 and 7. So, that's what we're fighting for, the crown. You're here to receive the crown at Yahushai's hands. And guess who was handing out the crown?
Yahushai.
Not your husband, not your wife, not your kids, not pastor this, not general him, right? We're not passing out crowns. We're going to be in line with you.
Right?
We're going to be in line waiting just like you. Like, okay, Lord, please, I hope I did enough. I hope I've had enough of faith, love, dedication, commitment, sincerity that propelled me. Because I know I fell short when coming keeping the laws. So that ain't going to get you in. Right? When the scriptures tell us that, we can go over that class again. We know it ain't going to be your faith. Because why? You're faithless a lot of times. We know by the grace of the Most High and the accumulation of the little things in sincerity and love that you did, He's going to judge you according to that. Right? That's how we're getting the crown from the Most High. Constantly pursuing this, right? Go ahead, 2 Timothy 4 and 7.
2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
I have fought a good fight.
Right, wait a minute. Not in the truth. Nah. My Jesus don't need to fight to get anything. My Jesus, he's just going to handle it out, right? Right, y'all? Just believe. If you believe in Jesus in your heart, you're saved. Right? No, there ain't no fight. See, you don't want to hear words like that. Fight, tribulation, enduring. Because then that means that where's it going to come from? What do I have to endure? Now I got to find that out. You see? Now you start seeing, man, that no, you don't just get the silver spoon when you're born like Adam. Adam messed that up. He had all the glory, the power, the rulership, the kingdom, the ground, the air, the good land, the good sea. No, we got crack babies and McDonald's food, right? That's what you get. That's what we get. No, I'm sorry, 7-Eleven sandwiches, right? That's all you know, though. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? When you think a 7-Eleven sandwich is like a delicacy, you're like, you just look at brothers and be like, man, I want to hug you, bro. But that's how we think. We went from power, rulership, authority, and great eating and healthy eating to 7-Eleven sandwiches. To thinking that is what? That's life right there. I'm living it. But no, back to the point. What did Paul say?
I have fought a good fight.
Go ahead.
I have finished my course.
I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. See? So there got to be a finishing and there got to be a fight. I'll say it again. There's got to be a fight. There's got to be a finishing of the fight. So if you come in and halfway leave off of the fight, huh? If Floyd gets in the ring and then walks out of the ring, right? Did he win his fight? Nah. Probably still get paid. That's how the world do it. But you know, it don't work like that with the Most High. You got to finish this fight. Because he says, I have no pleasure in them that draw back. He said, I have no pleasure in the soul that draws back. Like, the Most High ain't dealing with that. Right? Go ahead, read.
I have kept the faith.
I have what?
Kept the faith.
Right, meaning I use the faith to constantly propel me to get my crown. See, that's what it got to be about. Do you really believe in the Mashiach, the Messiah? Right? Do you believe? Right? In his path, in his example, in his life, that's the life that we have to follow to be saved and given the crown. Right? Go ahead.
Henceforth,
right?
There is laid up for me a crown.
He said, because of that, the crown is laid up. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You don't get a crown by just... Y'all got to stop listening to the white man and to this welfare society. They got you in a welfare damn mind state. Like you just got to... The Lord is going to be like the white man. He's not going to reward slothfulness, laziness, no motivation, no love, no true dedication. It doesn't work like that, y'all. You got to really look into this Bible so you can understand how to receive your reward. And you can't say you didn't know. You can't say, well, I didn't have the chance to look in it. If you even thought I was a lie, you got the choice right now to go right in the scriptures and find out. It's on you, right? Go ahead.
There is laid up for me a crown of righteousness.
Go ahead.
Which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day.
You see that? And we read about it. John, the Revelator, he spoke about it. Esdras spoke about it. The last day. We're looking for that reward. So what are you doing for the reward? Huh? I'm going to bring it to y'all youngsters. What are you doing for the reward? Right? Or you still numb in the ears? It still ain't clear? No, you gotta fight for your reward too. You're gonna be accountable for what you do, right? You're gonna be judged for your actions. Go ahead.
And not to me only.
And not to me only. Read.
But unto all of them also
Uh-huh.
that love his appearing.
There you go. All them that love is appearing, that are ready, that are washed, that are cleansed, that have their robes ready. That's the ones that's going to receive the reward. All the church goers, all the hypocrites, right? The false prophets, they're going to be cast in the lake of fire. They're going to be burnt the hell up with America and their lies and their filth and homosexuality and their falsehood. Go from there, go to 2 Timothy 2 and 4. 2 Timothy 2 and 4. So we're talking about the crown and what it's going to take to receive the crown, right? Reminding us that we're fighting for a crown, right? Man, you're fighting for your soul. Read that. 2 Timothy 2 verse 4 down to verse 6.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
They don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I got too many affairs in this life. Bruh, you trying to pull me away from, like, I got too many things going on in this life. You trying to pull me away from my purpose. You see that? Their purpose is some other purpose than the Most High. Their purpose ain't to do the will of the Most High. So when you read this and you remind them of this, some people can't even handle it. What affairs that you have that trumps the work, the spirit of the Most High? What's more important? Okay, what's your passion? What do you wake up daily for? You see that? That's what you got to come to terms with. When you wake up, what's your day geared towards? Is it to, I need to serve the Most High this day? Or Master said, my mama said, my wife needs, right? What?
Oh, what verse was this?
We're in 2 Timothy 2 verse 4. 2 Timothy 2 and 4. Go ahead.
That he may please him.
That he may please who?
That he may please him.
The husband?
Him.
Wife?
Him.
Children?
Him.
The brother?
Him.
The priest?
Him.
Yeah, you're supposed to be pleasing the Most High. So this is a requirement from the Most High. Y'all got to get out of this church mind state. We all got to get out of it. Why are you doing what you're doing? Right? You got to please him. Go ahead.
Who have chosen him to be a soldier.
Right. Who chose you? Well, the brother gave me a flyer. The brother ain't chose you. Oh, they don't even think on that level. You know what they think, right? I chose the truth. Yahushua chose you. So you got to see, in order for us to receive these crowns, we can't be entangled in the affairs of this life. We have to fight the good fight. Right? Go ahead.
And if a man also strive for mastery,
Right?
yet is he not crowned.
Right. And yet is he not what?
Crowned.
Yet is he not what?
Crowned.
You want to be crowned. You want to get the crown and the prize. Go ahead.
Except he strive lawfully.
Except you do what?
Strive lawfully.
You see that? So what's the lawful right way that we have to fight to get this crown? Y'all see this? That's what we're all here for. At the end of the day, it's all talk till you see all those dang chariots come through the fourth dimension and the angel of the Most High, and they jumping from place to place, killing and screaming and slaughtering. This is all talk. But right now, the ones who see it. Right? We were just talking about that. I appreciate Shai said thanks to everybody for the prayers that we sent up for him. But like people don't see that Satan is now hitting your body. He can't get your mind, right? So what does he got to do? I got to Job you. I got to Job you. I got to hit your family, your kids, your wife, right? I got to find some way to stop you, right? Death, right? Life, right? I can give you all of this, right? I can give you all of this, just $15 an hour if you just come serve me. Damn, 15? You saying I can totally occupy myself and not even care about the work, the will, the ministry, but that 15? Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Right? I can let that be more of a distraction for me. Yeah. He at least offered Yahweh Shai everything. You bottom niggas, man. Bottom. Right? 13. Oh, brother won't look at you when you get up there to 13, 14. You know what I mean? He swear there was a problem. You know what I mean? It's just something I had to work out. I got to work this out. Bro, it's that $14 an hour. Don't give me that bullshit. Like, you was here 1 minute and the next minute we don't see you. Right? Because more important things are in your life. The affairs of this life. Right? And by the way, it's not wrong to have a $14 an hour job. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody works. That's not what I'm saying. All right? Let me throw the disclaimer out there. It's about prioritizing what's more important in your life. Is it the affairs of this life or the fighting the good fight? The ministry. What could I do more to mortify the deeds of the flesh? All right? So don't get it twisted. All right? None of us is bums, not paying rent, living out of tents. Right? It's not happening. But we see that the affairs of this life is a lot of people's priorities. The woman, the kids, I gotta be free to live and do what I want to do as opposed to being a prisoner for Christ. That's the factor what we're talking about. Right. Because that's how you're going to get the crown. Once again, what did the apostles do? What did the prophets do? Right. Right? Okay, go ahead, read on.
The husbandman that laboreth,
right,
must be first.
Okay, so the husbandman that what?
Laboreth.
And I know we went over this the other day, but I had to put this one in here because we're talking about the crown, right? So the husband do it what?
That laboring.
Laboring is work. For us to get this crown is work. Not just sitting on your butt, not just saying, Christ, I don't have to do nothing. Christ already gave me the kingdom. No, you got to work. Go ahead.
Must be first partaker of the fruit.
You got to be partaking in this. You don't just get a seat. You got to do the works. Go ahead.
Consider what I say, and the Lord will give thee understanding in all things.
Amen. Consider what is being said, then you will understand what life's about. After all the things, when you read Ecclesiastes, Solomon gives all this wisdom. And what did he say in the conclusion? The conclusion of the matter was? Keep his commandments. Like, he's like, all this stuff and wisdom and things and everything, he's like, it comes back down to, are you fearing the Most High and keeping the commandments? Are you living for his purpose or your purpose? Right? So what verse are you at?
Verse 8.
Okay, jump from there. Go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. So for y'all that are just coming in, we're talking about the crown. What it takes, what it's going to take for us to receive this crown. The kingdom, power, rulership, authority, right? Righteousness, joy, right? Esau bowing down, and when we sit around and we laugh about they're going to be picking at this, and they're going to be doing that, and, I'm going to have them running around doing this, and, like, you, bruh, really? Are you going to be in the seat of authority? Go ahead, read.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24.
Go ahead.
Know ye not that they which run in a race run all,
Right?
but one receiveth the prize.
Listen. He's telling us the keys here, y'all. He's telling us the keys. Giving us the keys, or rather, right? He's giving us the keys to the kingdom. We all gotta run in this race. But who gets the prize? The ones that finish. This is a race. It's not to the swift, but to the ones that are what? Steadily enduring, going through it. I'm going to say it again. You got brothers that been in 60 years. 60 years in this knowledge. Right? You've been in what? 3 years, and you already, man, I can't wait till Yahweh Shai get back. First of all, brother, let's stop over. The first 2 years you were still smoking and drinking.
Right.
With fringes on. Right? So, what? Really? So when did you start, bro? When did you start the race? Oh, a year ago. Okay. So a full year of what? Ministering to the saints? And you already what? Woo! Man, y'all better understand what it takes for longevity. Not only to be here, but to actually excel. Not in position or power, in the spirit. You understand that? Not in position or power, but in the spirit. Constantly 30, 40 years having a vision and moving in that vision. As opposed to, you've been here 6 years and you still what? Barely want to show up for class on time. You barely want to what? Know what? How good and how pleasant for brothers to dwell together in unity. You barely want to do what? If you give a prophet a cup of water, you receive a prophet's reward. You barely want to do that with the cup of water. See, stop gassing yourself, y'all. Stop. Like the Most High made it very clear and plain what we need to do to be rewarded to get into the kingdom. And it takes work, trial, battle, tribulation, running the race. Where are we at again for him?
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24.
Go ahead.
Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize.
One receiveth the prize. Go ahead.
So run.
So what?
So run.
So what?
So run.
That's what we're telling the brothers and sisters that really know what this is about. If you're about Christ, get in here, really serve and run. Run for your sake. Run, Forrest, run. Right? Or Toby. Which one do you want to be, Forrest or Toby? Forrest was a hero. Toby was a slave. Well, we're prisoners for Yahweh Shai, so sometimes I feel like Toby. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you're like, but bruh, I got you. Get your cut. I feel like I'm getting whipped all the time. It's like, damn, I got to keep dealing with this. And we all feel like that on every level you're on, right? That's why y'all don't understand. It don't stop the longer you're here. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being used and abused too, just like you. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, do I gotta deal with this nigga for real? Like, yeah, how is it? And then he goes, behold, my son, have compassion on them that are out of the way. Right? Yes, Lord. Right? That's how it is. It sounds like it's like a Moses movie. I don't want to deal with this. But I go before destruction, my son. And the Holy Spirit before a fall. And you're like, yeah, you're right, Yahweh. I'm prideful right now. Let me get it right. We got to run this race. Go ahead.
So run,
right?
that ye may obtain.
We got to run that you may attain. Now, are you running that you may attain, or you just hear? Because the Bible ain't real. Maybe some of y'all are still on that. Yeah, y'all. I know y'all hate when I pull y'all card, but did y'all know that a lot of people still, that be brothers and sisters amongst us that still like, it ain't real, but I'm gonna go along with it. That be in their head, like, angels coming back, alien ships, jumping through houses, killing people. What is this, Avengers 3? Like, they don't believe in that. They're like, bruh, I'm only gonna do this as long as I can put up with this nigga stuff. This ninjas, let me use the word ninjas, right? As long as she's locked in, this is why I'm here, right? Because I'm gonna use the Bible to keep her locked in. But once she's gone, what happens? Poof, he be gone. Bro, it's already happened to us. It's happened to us over and over and over and over. It's like you were never for real. You were never sincere. They don't run the race through sincerity. You're running the race. A lot of you kids, you want me to go in? Huh? You want me to go in tonight and just throw the fire over the whole damn barbecue pit? Huh? Some of these kids ain't here. They here because they believe. I know, I'm a cold ninja, ain't I? Damn, you gonna do it like that? Yes. Some of these kids are only here because they young. But wait till they get old. I ain't serving the Most High. I'm doing my own thing. Right? They ain't really, y'all better come to terms with reality. That way when your son becomes a stripper, it won't shock you. It ain't gonna shock me. I've been saying it for the last 10 years. I've been saying it about my kids. I was like, my kids, when they get older, they're gonna have to make a choice. And guess what? So if you see my kids, but Kazak, I thought you trained up a child. I did train up a child, but they gotta go and be sincere to the Most High. Right? Just like you. Just like all of us. Nobody can put in your head the love and the spirit and the reason why to follow. They're going to have to make that dang choice. You know what I mean? So if they doing something wicked in the next 6 years, Kazaki said that. It's no different than anybody else. Right. Everybody got to make a decision to serve and run this race and fight the good fight and put Yahweh Shai first. Khan? Hell yeah. Go ahead.
And every man that's striving for the mastery,
right,
is temperate in all things.
And see, it's funny because he was talking about the virtue earlier, but one of the virtues that keep coming up is what? Temperance. I want this crown, but I lack patience. I lack temperance to follow through with it, right? You know what I mean? So I find ways out, loopholes. You know what I mean? What loophole could I find out? Because I don't really have to obtain it the way they're saying. Right, because it's not us, right? Remember, no, it is us, it's not the Bible. Like what I'm saying right now is not out of the Bible, it's Kazaki is saying that. Right? Everything we going over, Kazaki is saying it. No, it's you have to be temperate to receive the crown that you are fighting for. Yahweh Shai is going to give up the crowns. Go ahead.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
They do it in the world to obtain a corruptible crown. When they run in a race, they run it for a piece of gold or silver, metal, right? Yeah. They running for what? Man, I got to get this money to get a nice sack at the end of the week. You know what I mean? I'm running this race, bruh. Right to the weekend. To blunts and 40s and strippers. Right? They do it for a corruptible crown. What are you fighting for? What are you running for? See, everybody got to come to terms with themselves. They got to look in the mirror and realize, oh, dang, who am I doing this for? Right? You got sisters that come out and tell you, I'm only here because of you. Come on now. Let's be real, right? It's the Shabbat tonight.
That's right.
You got sisters that come out and tell you, I'm only here because you're here. If you was a Muslim, I'd probably be doing that. If you was a 5%er, if you was a blood right now, nigga, we be blood walking together. Right? Right? That's what you got to understand. A lot of people ain't really understanding what it's going to take to get in the kingdom. Because a lot of people ain't really fighting for the crown the way it's supposed to be fought for. This is how we obtain it. That's what we're going through. How to obtain your crown. Read on.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right.
But we an incorruptible.
Right. You see that? But we an incorruptible. See, our crown, when it says lay up yourselves treasures in heaven, right? Matthew 6:19, lay yourselves up treasures in heaven. This is it. So how are you laying up treasures in heaven? What are you doing? Right? You better start making a checklist. What am I doing lately? What the sisters, my ribs keep telling me. Why they keep doing it? I'm like, what? They're like, when the sisters put their daily theme in the chat, they talking about what they doing at home. I'm like, well, you got to tell them. You like, I'm finna make some eggs. I'm finna go to the bathroom and take a dunk. I'm finna go, after I take a dunk, I'm finna wipe the kids' butt. It's like, sis, this text ain't about what the hell you doing for your life. It's about what you're doing in the ministry. I'm like, you gotta tell them. They don't know. They're thinking like, oh yeah. I'm like, do y'all put y'all stuff in there like that? They're like, no, we let them know if we're not gonna be there. But we're letting them know what we're doing for the body, what we're doing for the ministry, what we're doing for the church. I said, you gotta let them know that. They trying to fill up the text to look what? To look busy. You ain't busy. You doing it for a corruptible crown. I'm not saying, let me rewind. I'm not saying your kids ain't important. Diapers gonna need to be changed, right? We all get that. That needs to be done, right? The husband obviously needs to be taken care of. Meals need to be set at the table. We all get that. Nobody's naive that I'm not saying that, right? Okay, but what am I saying? What is first? What crown? What gets us our crown? Right? That's what I'm talking about. All right? I got to start giving a lot more disclaimers so y'all won't get it twisted. Oh, so no job, no $15 an hour. No. Shoot for 20, brother. Shoot for 50. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, what is prioritized in your life? Is it the Father? Is it the ministry? Is it giving that prophet the cup of water, serving your nation? Or is it your mediocre Kmart version of a life? Which one is it? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26.
I
therefore shall run, not as uncertainly.
See, do you run uncertainly? Why are you running? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go home tonight and look in the mirror and ask yourself, why are you here? And just be real with yourself. It's just you in the mirror. Why are you here? From the 16, 15, 17, 30s, everybody, why are you here? And you come to terms with yourself and say, am I fighting for this crown the right way? Or am I lying to myself? Am I being fake and phony? Now, when you realize that, I don't want you to open up the cabinet and get pills out and swallow pills. I want you to remember you still have a chance and an opportunity to recalibrate your brain and your mind to continue to fight for Yahushua. Right? And re-understand your mission and your goal in life. All right? So not as one that beateth the air, right? You're like, you know what I mean? You always shadow boxing. Okay, your fight's gonna start. No, I'm not done yet. No, it's time to get in the fight now. Okay, you did the shadow boxing. You faked your whole life. Now, let's get in the actual fight now. All right? And that's when we're like, we get what? We like, oh, dang. You start sweating. You start looking around like, really? Have you ever see that? The brother and sister be in class, he be looking around, everybody like, do y'all? He be looking, it was the other day, I ain't gonna say who did it. They were like looking around at y'all like, y'all believe this shit? They were looking around like, where's everybody else at with this? It's just funny, man. Because people realize that a lot of people don't understand what they're dealing with. You know what I mean? That's why I'm going to start out with the disclaimers. This is not Kazakia 1611. We're not reading out of Kazakia 1 and 1. Shequat 4 and 5. Ariyah 11 and 12. Asa, the revelations of Asa. Not Baruch, but Bakar. Right? We're not reading. This is the word of the Most High. And if you think we're over embellishing, well, let's talk about it. If you think, it's less work that need to be done, let's talk about it. Right? Go ahead, read. You're going to read to verse 27.
So fight on.
So what?
So fight on.
See? You see how that word keeps coming up. Fight. Labor. War. Right? We went over that. War. Strive. It's a fight. It's a battle. It's a war. Right? This ain't what we think it is. It ain't going to be easy, y'all. This is what we have to do to get this. But it tells you in Romans 8, 35 or 16, it says it's not comparable for the glory that's going to be revealed in us for the present suffering. Right, get that one real quick. And then let's jump off a little bit off a track and then we'll jump on. Go to Romans 8. What is it, Romans 8 and 16? Read that. Go ahead, read that.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 16.
And verse 18.
And verse 18.
Go ahead.
For I reaping. What?
Come on, somebody read it right for me.
Romans chapter 8, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Verse 18, sorry.
Uh-huh.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
You see that? It can't be compared to the glory. So all of what you're going through, because I know it's a war. And I know sometimes we try to lessen the validity of the battle for mind's sake. For you, right? But it's still a war for you. It's still a battle for you. Right? Everybody got their battle, mental war that they're going through to say, damn, why do I have to keep fighting this battle, right? But it's not compared. You can't compare, and I know I'm not going to get through, I'll be here till 10 o'clock again, but it can't be compared to everything we're going to be given in the immortal body we're going to be given. Well, I'm not going to be able to get into that part. I can see this now. But we got to remember, it is there. It's promised, y'all. We're fighting for something unimaginable, right? You got to know that within yourself. That's why y'all got to go into these scriptures, write them down. Please, I'm going to say this because I seen this yesterday. If y'all come to class, have a Bible, pen, paper, apocrypha, open up your Bible and at least fake like you're going to the scriptures. Don't sit in front of me with no closed Bible. All right? You're not here to hear me. I can edify, but if you're not reading the scriptures, you're not going to be able to get this. You know what I mean? So come here, fake like you're opening pages, flick like you're flipping, and at least act like you're reading. All right? I know, I'm pulling everybody's. I'm gonna pull cards all the time. I'm getting older. You know, you start getting more. Ain't got time for it, huh? What's up?
2 Corinthians 4 and 17.
No, for what? Go ahead.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us, far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory.
Ooh. So, even in the spirit, he did what? He kind of lessened your battle. Not in a negative way, but to show you, like, listen, it can't be compared to the things that the Most High is going to give us. We're going to receive the ease, the life, the immortality, the bodies, the change, the peace, the peace of mind. I mean, that in itself is what? Invaluable, right? Priceless.
Yeah, he called this a light affliction.
Right.
So when you add up your whole 60 years, like you said, 60 years worth of living,
right,
that can't be compared
to 1,000 years of living.
Oh, yeah. That's like
60 years of living compared to 1,000 years, that's nothing.
That's like a drop in the bucket.
Right. So, yeah, that was what?
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17.
Right.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us.
Right.
A far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
Right. And that's real. So let's jump back. Let's jump back to Corinthians and finish that up. But go ahead, read where you at.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26.
Go ahead.
I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Right.
But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
See, why did I throw that in there? Because when we read the first scripture, what was the first thing that was going to get us our crown? No, put off the mortal. So you got to keep under your body. This is about you keeping under your body, your spirit, your mind, controlling that. Because the flesh wants to do what? Everything that a white man, America, and TV tells you to do.
Right.
I'm going to keep saying it. You didn't get that from nowhere. You think the way you do, you feel the way you do, because a white man in America told you to feel that way, or a damn Netflix series. You ain't even got your own true feelings. You got some passions and some ideals that were built up based on TV, hurt, pain from your family. But really, you really don't know the real you. The light you, right? The spiritual you, right? Because that's why you got so much drama in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. But when we come to terms with the light body, the immortal body, right? You realize that, damn, I'm a slave to the flesh. I've been a slave to the mortal things in this life. So you got to do what? You got to keep a rap on that monkey. We got to keep a rap on those animals inside of us. Right? Yeah, because they want to do what? Everything the white man says do. I'm going to keep bringing it back to that. Here I'm on my white man tangent now. Everything the white man says do, because everything the white man says do is what? It's right with the flesh. Huh? You want to be a stripper? Do it. Do drugs, smoke weed. You know what I mean? Listen to rap music. Do whatever you like. Do whatever you feel. Right? No control. Don't let nobody judge you, by the way. Just want to get that one out there. Until they lock you up. That's the only ones that can judge you. Is the judge, right? But come on, man. See, these are the realities that we cannot let this flesh stop our pursuing the kingdom, the crown, the immortal life, the immortal being. You can't, it ain't worth it. Is it worth it? Hell no. There's nothing in this life that, bro, everything is taken away from you. Everything. Huh? I start back with love. When you was in love as a teenager, that gets broke quick. You know what I mean? You know that feeling, being in love? Man, I remember that clear. That's gone. That love ain't there. The world strips it. Man, women strip it. And that feeling is no more there. You know what I mean? Like the new pair of shoes, the new pair of kicks that put you on. Right? The new car, the new this, the new that. You find out, man, that you get, the older you get, you like, okay, that's trash, that's garbage. Damn, what am I doing? Fake clubbing, fake drinking, right? You ever do that? Fake clubbing, like you going out just to go out, but it don't make you happy, right?
Standing there miserable.
Right, but you faded as hell, miserable as hell.
Start hating on everybody. She wicked, he wicked, they wicked.
You're right. You're doing all the carnal things, and you realizing it's not satisfying. But that's what this world has to offer, right? Now you see why people. I'm not for the YouTube. I'm not promoting you killing yourself. I'm saying that's why people kill themselves, because they got nothing to live for, no vision, right? Think about it. Some of the stuff we're going through, bruh. Yahweh Shai is tempering you. He's making you strong to bear it. But them, it's like, listen, I'm going to kill mom, kill dad, and kill myself. I'm going to kill my wife, kill my kids, kill myself. I'm going to kill my husband, kill my kids, kill myself. Everybody got to go. If I go, everybody going, right? It's like, damn, the world ain't got no love. Oh, I'm going to go to this parlor, that parlor, then I'm going to run up to the cops, die by them. That's what the world is having. That's what's going on in the world while you're sleeping. We're the ones that what? The wisdom is fortifying. The temperance is disciplining you and preserving you. Right? That's why he said, my son, despise thou not the chastening of the Lord. He chastised the one he loved. Right? He has refined thee. He's showed you in the furnace of adversity. You see? Go ahead, read. Come on.
But I keep under my body,
right,
and bring it into subjection.
That's how we're going to get this crown. We got to wrangle this animal inside of us. Huh? Like the bulls. You ever see those bulls? They be throwing those thing over them, and then they, you know what I mean? The lasso, right? Is it the bulls?
Cattle.
They do it like that. They do the cattle, right? The cattle. But you ever see them jump on those, or bull ride? Oh, bro, that's how you got to do your flesh. Not sexually, y'all. You see, you're in the wrong place. I'm talking about that's how you got to do the beast. Well, you know, y'all know what I mean, right? Okay. The lower-based person, you got to what? Wrangle that beast. Right? Because if not, it'll throw you everywhere. It'll have you tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine, feeling, emotion, mind state. Right? And then when you look back, you was like, yeah, I was an Israelite. I did that. You know what I mean? What the brother told me, he was like, man, he was actually in another camp. He's out there in Rochester, but he was like, his brother, it was actually Isaiah's brother. He was like messing with Israel United Christ, but he was like, man, he said, whatever this dude was going through, he just shut down and was like, nah. He started smoking cigarettes again. He was like, he was walking with him one day. He was like, what you doing? He was like, man, listen, I gotta do me. He like, his brain just, the battle he wasn't ready for that. He just went totally back right into the world. You know what I mean? Right into the things that defile and destroy. And people don't see that, wait a minute, this is a mental battle, but it never promoted for you to give into the flesh. It's always about conquering those things, because those things never help. Right? All right, go ahead, finish.
But I keep under my body, and bring it into subjection.
Right?
Least that by any means,
right,
when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
You see that? Because all that preaching preaching, all that Hebrew Israelite, all that. You got to get your spirit right, all that. Put the Christmas tree out. Yeah, Mom, put the Christmas tree out. And then she see you back, what? Beating your rib, smoking a blunt. And what they tell the other brother? They told him what? They're like, I thought you was a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I mean? Why are you over here fighting her, beating her up? And you realize you back in the fleshly things, in the fleshly life, in a fleshly mind. No more longer pursuing the crown, right? James 1 and 12. Let's finish this up. Time.
God.
Go ahead.
James chapter 1, verse 12.
Go ahead.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
So blessed is the man and the woman that endure the temptation. Go ahead.
For when he is tried,
Because that's what we're going to deal with. Read.
he shall receive the crown of life.
And that's what we're here for, this crown. We want the crown. We want to be up there with the throne. Right? Oh, when the saints go marching in. Right? Oh, when the saints go marching in. And then that number. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Because when the fourth dimension opens up, and we see what comes through, it is no longer, there's no begging. There's no, I should have did this. You should have did it right now. You should have did it now.
Right.
Don't wait to the end. He said, go ahead.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation.
Read.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
He shall receive the crown of life. Go ahead.
Which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Jay, he promised this to you. You got something?
Huh?
Go ahead. Where you at?
Romans chapter 8 and verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
Romans chapter 8, verse 38. For I am persuaded.
And you got to be persuaded in your own mind. You got to be persuaded that the Most High is trying to fight for you. And he's trying to temper you. And he's trying to give you that crown of life. He's literally trying to give you something that was already laid out for you in the beginning of the time. When he first created us. Mm-hmm. All he's trying to do is before he give you the immortal body, he's trying to teach you how to attain the immortal mentality. He's trying to show you that you can do it in the flesh. But then the gift is that he just gives you the body. Mm-hmm. But you can attain the mentality of an immortal right now. You can do it. But you have to be what? Read from top.
For I am persuaded.
You have to be persuaded. You have to be the one that's persuaded that what? Read.
That neither death. Nor life.
Death. Somebody in your family. You losing your life, your comfort. Read.
Nor life.
Nor the practical things that humans have to experience. The human experience ain't going to destroy you. Read.
Nor angels.
Angels. I ain't going to read my angel number. It's going to say 7777. I'm going to be rich and I'm going to lead the truth. Read.
Nor principalities.
Principalities. Powers. These people, this government, this world, it's not gonna overtake you. Oh, they trying to the food stamp, what else they got out here? The food stamps, the welfare, the low income housings. That's not gonna persuade you to be like, dang, I gotta go sell my soul just to get out of this situation. I'm tired of depending on somebody. You like, I'm gonna depend on the Most High. But you gotta be persuaded within yourself that you're not gonna give into those things. Read.
Nor powers.
Yeah, read on.
Nor things present.
That's your present situation. The battles that you're battling right now. Those things are not gonna hold you back. But you're gonna look further beyond those things because you're trying to get that crown of life. Read.
Nor things to come.
The uncertainty of where you're gonna be at in life in the next few months. Shoot, the next couple of hours. Those things it's not going to persuade you to fall back into the flesh. You're going to lean upon the Spirit, but that's what the Most High is trying to teach you. How to lean upon Him. Because there's one more verse. Proverbs.
Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter, where is it at? Oh, it's Proverbs, where is it? I just had it.
While you look for that, I want to read this because this is Samara. She said, Khan, I remember when I had the feeling of not doing enough, and I was lacking in areas. I've been fixing myself, studying, praying as much as possible. I hated that lacking feeling. Is this Samara, the kid? See? She's a child, but she's coming to age to realize that without the Most High, that childhood and vanity is going to pull her in. So she's how old? What? 15. She's 15 years old. This is a young girl. But you see where her mind got to be this day and age? Because if not, what happens? It's easy to pull these young sisters right out there in the world for them to deny the path of the Most High. It's easy, right? And then they got to wait till they're 30, washed up, used and abused, and then what? Damn, I should have been right. Right? So she's preventing that at a young age. But go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 28. And this is what she's learning. Read.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 28. In the way of righteousness is life.
She's learning that's where she's gaining life. That's where the true life is at. That's what she's recognizing through just that lack. Because you're recognizing the carnal, the flesh, the people in the world, they don't feed your spirit. They don't give you anything. It doesn't nourish anything. It just gives you hurt. Like you said, that single 30 life. Catwoman at 60. Dog man at 40.
Oh, wow.
Right? That dog men out here nowadays. They walk in the mall all day. Every day. So, but she's recognizing that. So now she's tapping into the spirit because she sees when you're living right, when you're studying, you're praying. Like she said she studies, she's praying, she's reading. All those things, it breathes life into you.
You gotta be mature to be able to say I'm fixing myself. Because a lot of people ain't aware of that. You know what I mean? And hopefully she really sees the reality of that. You know, but there's some grown-ups that can't even come out of their mouth. Because they too damn cocky and prideful. I'm fixing my they don't want to say it. You know what? I'm still working on myself. I'm still fixing myself. I'm wrong. Like, you barely hear that from grown-ups. Right? So this is definitely something that needs to be seen. You got more? You finishing that?
Yes. Go ahead. Oh, that was it?
That's the ending.
Go ahead.
And in the pathway thereof, there is no death.
Yeah, there's no death in righteousness. Because you protected, you got every form of wisdom on how to live. Your diet, dealing with your husband, dealing with your rib, your kids. You recognize that there's life in using the wisdom. So there's no death in that though. Because why? The Most High's wisdom is perfect. So it's no way you can die in that. Die using the wisdom.
But that's it.
Right. Wow. Let's finish it up. Let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 4. 1 Peter 5 and 4. So basically we just touch over the crown. How to receive the crown of life. All right, read that.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And when the chief shepherd shall appear,
Go ahead.
ye shall receive a crown of glory.
Right.
That fadeth not away.
That, you know what? Do me a favor. Read up a little bit more since this is going to be the last one.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Come. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 2.
Go ahead.
It's like 5 and verse 2. Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you.
Right.
Taking the oversight thereof.
Right. So this is why we're committed. We're committing ourselves to the body. We're committing ourselves to the ministry, to the work, to the church. Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
Right. It can't be through constraint. It can't be through, we were talking about earlier. I'm only here for my husband. I'm only here for my wife. I'm only here because mom and dad is here. That's through constraint. It's not supposed to be a forced. Go ahead.
But willingly.
But what?
Willingly.
This is what's going to get us to this crown. You got to be willingly. You got to gain. You got to gain that relationship with your personal Lord and Savior. Right? You got to gain that relationship. Right? Because when everybody's gone, it's just you and the Most High. It's you and Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Not for filthy lucre.
Right. Not for any money, filthy lucre's money, or any carnal reward. Go ahead.
But of a ready mind.
But of a what?
Ready mind.
You got to be ready to serve the Most High, to run the race, fight the good fight, please the Most High. Go ahead.
Neither is being lords over God's heritage.
Like I said earlier, this ain't about achieving lordship. It's about how could I put in more works, do more things, right? Because as much is given, much is required. Go ahead.
But being in samples to the flock.
Right. We talked about that word the other day. The embodiment of the word to everybody around me, right? Go ahead.
And when the chief shepherd shall appear,
right,
ye shall receive the crown of glory that fadeth not away.
Right, and that's what we're trying to achieve. The crown of glory, right? But that's 9 o'clock. All right? I can always finish up some other time. Going into immortality. So we just touched on the crown. Anybody got any questions on that? Anything online? We'll wait a few seconds. All right. Text Zion. Tell him to remind the brothers out there to put in for their Passover garments because they got to be on that list, right? Before we forget. All right. We do have a high holy day coming up before the Passover. When was that, Shalimai?
Purim?
Yeah. Purim's going to be coming up. And what we usually do, Purim is the gift.
Yeah.
So Purim, we usually do the gift exchange. All right?
14th and 15th of March.
So 14th to 15th of March. So we got a second, but I want to put it in our minds now. Right? It's going to be the 14th to 15th of March. What do we want to do as far as the gift, the amount?
Well, I want to draw names early, like
Right. I mean, it's coming close to that. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah. I don't. You guys usually choose the amount. It's usually like what, $100 for the.
$100. What y'all think on the amount, y'all? Right? Here's how we do it. We know we set an amount, but usually if you put something on your list that is obtainable, we will go over it. You know what I mean? That's how we usually do it. Right? Con? But for the sake of everybody ain't on that, everybody in my pocket ain't on that, so we try to make sure is accessible for everybody. So what amount would be good? Are y'all good with 100? $100? Okay. So then we'll draw names and everything. I wanted to do it with Rochester. So whether they come out here, it ain't gonna be all of us going out there. So it's probably them coming out here because there's only about 5, 7, 8, 9 of them kids. Yeah.
Is that gonna be the same amount for the kids, or is it?
That's a good question.
We usually do 50 for the kids.
We usually do 50 for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're grown-ups. At this point, when I look at the teenagers among us, these kids, they're big. Like, you can tell, like, they're still youngins, the 3 right here. But when you look at Malachi, Mawala, Quadashai, Shariah, you know, even I know Shamara and them, she gonna bring, those are big kids. So, I said we do it for the teenagers. What y'all think?
We left it up to the teenagers last year.
Huh?
We left it up to them last year, and they decided to be part of the adult.
Part of the adult. Then we do it like that. So, 12 and up, right? So we'll do it like that. Whoever, we'll get that together. I'm just throwing it out there now so y'all can mentally prepare. Purim, right? You said March when?
14th and 15th.
March 14th and the 15th. All right. So we'll draw names, right? And remember, it's a high holy day. It's a feast day. But at the same time, it was about us gathering together. It was about gifts to each other, right? So, all right, just to let y'all know that is coming up, all right? No other questions online? Okay. All right, let's salute everybody online. Say shalom. Shalom. We'll see y'all in the morning.
And all the brothers and the sisters cooling out, having fun.